Welcome back to Fairy Tail Anime Review. This is part 2. This one we're talking about Season 2, a season I just finished up. It was only 24 episodes, so I kind of figured though it wouldn't take me too long to finish up. Yeah, I just finished. I'm going to soon start on Season 3. Unlike last season, which had about 3 or 4 story arcs, this one only had 2 throughout its 24 episodes. The first half simply is just Natsu, Lucy, Ezra. Yeah, those 3. Well, actually, the first 2 episodes are kind of like standalone-ish episodes, in a way. Yeah. Actually, the actual story itself doesn't officially start at episode 51. Yeah, that the first official story, because the first 2 are just standalones. Like, first one, it just basically, how should I put this? Kind of like an aftermath episode of what happened from the previous season, where everything just back to normal, despite Lucius despite what happened with the failed coup d'etat. But yeah, and it's just basically just Lucy meeting some guy and Natsuto going on a mission, stuff like it's a really fine episode. And it's a really hilarious episode to start off with. Basically, there's a reporter who interviews a bunch of people, like he interviews Natsu, Urza, he interviews Gray and Lodra, I think her name is, the woman with blue hair and white and very chalk white skin who has a thing for Gray, and she's sitting next to him like they're dating, and there's this really funny moment of Gray basically kind of denying the fact that he's known for doing stripping, and then all of a sudden his pants disappear. It's so hilarious, and she's like, honey, your pants are missing. He's like, what? Yeah, it's so hilarious. And I think that's one of like 2 times he actually strips down to his underwear the whole entire season. Next episode is basically Lajava basically trying to use a love potion to have Gray fall in love with her, and it turns everybody into like romantic rivals to pretty much everything. And it's a hilarious episode. And the episode ends basically Gray getting like a full dose of it, and somehow he runs thousands of miles across the ocean, and he ends up in the island from the previous season, the one where they were told to destroy the moon. It is so hilarious. Yeah, but then start episode 51 up until I think it was probably around like episode like 60-ish. It started up, actually around 62, it was a pretty long, it was like 12 episodes I think it was. Yeah, 12, 13 episodes, I'm not really sure how long it was. It started with an arc where, that the guild, now instead of going like missions like they do, 51 kind of like as a prelude to it, basically because, Lucy's father shows up, first time since the previous season, and apparently he's gone bankrupt. He has lost his company, he lost his house, and he lost most of his possessions, and he lost his entire fortune. And Lucy was like, then what about Mom's grave? And she asked about her mom's grave, and he says, don't worry, I had it moved. So he had it moved to where Lucy lives, which is, I at least got praise the guy. He's actually nice enough to do that, despite the fact he lost his frickin' house. He was at least nice enough to move his late wife's grave to be closer to his basically in the town where Lucy is living. Got praise him for that. He was still kind of a jerk, but not like overbearing like he was in the last season. Where, oh yeah, he arranged Lucy to get into an arranged marriage, and she was kind of demanded to give birth to a baby boy. She's like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm going back to Fairy Tail. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, and he basically rejoined the guild that, it's called Love and Lucky, which, because the day they left, basically, and apparently this guild is actually where her father met her late mother, which was nice, the fact they actually revealed that. And here's kind of the weird thing. They named Lucy after the fact that the sign basically, the word lucky was misnamed K, so they named the daughter after, well, a sign. Yeah, it was quite nice. It was something. It was nice that you have an episode basically where Lucy's worried about her father, but it's only a second appearance in the series. Though they do have the first appearance of the Naked Mummy Guild, which is one of the Dark Guilds. The Dark Guilds are illegal guilds that don't follow the wishes of the Magic Council. Fairy Tail is one of the light guilds, basically a legal guild. They're allowed to exist. Dark guilds are not legally allowed to exist. And the whole thing does lead into the story arc, pretty much that encompasses most of the season of basically of Team Natsu teaming up with 4 people from Blue Pegasus, and they're all womanizers. No, seriously, they're all basically trying to seduce Urza and Lucy. Heck, they even tried to put the moves on a 12-year-old girl. What? They're not. They were basically they were being very polite with her, not to basically treat her the same way they were doing Lucy and Urza. Yeah, they were being very nice, very polite. Even they knew not to seduce a 12-year-old girl, which, hey, got praised for that. And then they bring back Gray's sibling disciple, Lachu, I think his name is, and apparently the woman who had a thing for him decided to join the same guild he did. Even basically, the reason why he joined a guild was because Gray's like, hey, why don't you just join a guild? At least get something to do instead of basically doing all this bench and stuff. Because, well, the demon's gone. What are you gonna do now? And why not just join a guild? And he did. I bet some people probably expecting him to join Fairy Tail, but that would kind of dumb. But him joining another guild, personally for me, that's fine. I think it's called the Lima Star Guild, and they have a 4th guild, which is called the Kata Shelter Guild, which brought in Wendy, a little girl, a 12-year-old girl with blue hair. And matter of fact, she actually one of 3 characters in the show, basically, who have blue hair. There's also the one who's basically kind of like the archive woman. There's Lojuna, and of course Wendy. These 3 women, hot as they are. Now, I'm not saying that something about now. Wendy is just a cute little girl, and I at least got praise. I think even the manga, basically, the writers like not to give fan service for a 12-year-old girl. At least that I got to praise the writer. He's at least stupid to do that. Now, doing it for a 17 or 19-year-old, that's fine because, well, that's not technically being a minor per se, but at least the women are smoking hot. Yeah, but. And the whole like alliance thing just take on the whole thing. It takes up most of the season and trying to stop this weapon from being launched, and they succeeded at. And you also get kind of some backstory on. Here's kind of the weird thing about the people they're fighting. All but Brain, yeah, the leader of the group. They're all apparently from the same place Urza's from. They're apparently from there. I'm like, okay, that's quite interesting. And one of the members is apparently a Dragon Slayer, though it's a bogus one. Yeah, not a real one, like with Lashes with the previous season. Yeah. But this arc, basically the whole alliance thing and take out this dark guild, this was pure fun. This was an awesome storyline. And then right after that, we had the whole thing with the bogus dragon stuff with Natsu, because at the end of the previous arc, basically, because Wendy found out that her guild that she'd been part of for at least 7 years, turns out was not a real guild. Well, basically, turns out everybody there was just an illusion. So she just voluntarily joins the guild, and she gets a mark like Natsu. Apparently, it's in the same spot as Natsu's mark, the Fairy Tail mark, which is on her what looks like her right arm. Yeah, apparently because well she enjoys being on Natsu so much, she gets on her arm, and of course her cat joins her, and Ganju's like, well, there's another Dragon Slayer who has a cute cat. He's like, where's my cute cat? I thought that was so hilarious. Yeah, and of course the whole thing with the fake dragon stuff was really interesting. Especially since you have Natsu and Wendy basically going on a mission together just to, well, follow up on a lead. See if there's an extra dragon. It turns out it was actually a big fat lie because the woman basically behind who sent that rumor basically built a bogus dragon. Yeah. And everybody just teams up and Lavija basically even gets a chance to work with Gray in this season, like she did in the previous one, where she does like a little show with him, basically, when they work side by side. Even he brings to the fact that their powers work very well together. That's the reason why he teamed up with her. And they team up to basically take out her minions, basically, who are these golems. They basically look like lizard people. No, seriously, that's basically what they are. But they defeat the dragon in the end. Of course, Natsu, basically being angry and all, basically destroys the dragon and picks up the this wizard, this female wizard who basically who's got glasses. Matter of fact, I think she's one of like 2 women I've ever seen in this whole franchise who actually wear glasses. Not many of them wear glasses. One, of course, is Fairy Tail Guild. I don't know who she is. She's got purple hair. The other, of course, is this woman, and and it's like, oh yeah, he doesn't care a dang thing about. He even drops her, just flats her on the ground. I'm like, this woman's unconscious, and you dropped her on the ground now. So what kind of idiot are you, basically? Just be polite to the woman, despite the fact that she basically nearly tried to kill you. Yeah, and of course the thing was usual, basically, Gray basically sort of manipulated Natsu into all this, basically. But it turns out, basically, Natsu made a promise years prior that Gray remembered very well, but because apparently Natsu's an idiot, he apparently forgot about the promise. And it took him several years for this to finally basically live up to his promise, which, okay, fine. And he defeats her, destroys the dragon, and this village basically that was trapped in or apparently only you see shadows because it's playing like hide and seek form. But yeah, this was a pretty good season. I kind of feel as though that the last arc for the season, I kind of felt as though that was a little bit filler, but it was actually pretty good filler. You also get a chance to see the other members actually doing something aside from what happened at the end of the previous season. I guess they figured though, okay, let's just have an arc like the arc at the end of the previous season. Let's have all of the members basically get into action, just do something. Which, okay, fine, because most of the time these characters just sit around and just drink a lot of time. But of course, in the first episode, it's basically Wendy is trying to choose a mission, and even that her categories that because she just joined, it's not okay for her to go on a solo mission just yet. So basically, work with other people on their own missions, even though she might get a pay cut. But it's good experience for her, which I do appreciate the fact that the writers of the show basically know the fact that she's green, she needs the experience, fine. And heck, there's even a suggestion that she work with work with Natsu and Lucy. But yeah, this has been a really good season so far, and 2 seasons in, I'm really enjoying Fairy Tail. And I already finished the manga. I already did my thoughts. Check out my special. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say about this season. It's just really good. Right now I'm just starting on season 3 right now, and this one is unlike this season I just finished up, which was 24 episodes. This one is 28, so I probably will finish this up. I'm starting right now, but I highly doubt I probably will get through a little halfway through the season today and finish it up tomorrow. And that's probably when I put up my part 3 review, basically, of season. And I'll probably be able to start up season 4. Here's kind of the weird thing about seasons 4 and 5. Excuse me. Basically, for the next 3 seasons after this one, basically seasons 4, 5, and 6 are 25 episodes apiece. That's how long they are. Okay. So, and that's after season 3 is completed. Basically, it's like season 3 is kind of like the second longest season. It's like the third longest season of the whole series. 8 is just a prequel season. But of the 7 seasons, 7 is the longest. First is second longest, and 3 is the third longest. The shortest by far of the 7 seasons is probably season 2, which is only 24 episodes. I would say second shortest is probably seasons 4 through 6, which is only 25 episodes, so not going to take me too long. Unlike basically when I get a chance to do One Piece, which will take me a long time to get through that one. My guess is to get through the entire series, it'll probably take me about 3 or 4 months to get through that series, but who knows, okay? So that's it for this part. Stay tuned tomorrow when I get a chance to do part 3, where I talk about the season about the startup, which is season 3 of the show. Now, season 2 is an adaptation of, let's see if I can find it here. As far as I can tell, it's an adaptation of volumes 16 to 20 of the manga. Let's see if I can. Let's see. this season adaptation of, it's basically, basically it's, well, the first 20 episodes are just adaptations of, well, the rest of season of volume 16, and stops like halfway through season volume 20. Yeah. And just the last arc is just filler, but most of the season is canon. But yeah, good season nonetheless. Season 3, which is the next one I'm working on right now to finish this video. This was an adaptation of the second half of volume 20 up until 24, and that's the first 4 episodes. I think they just want to, the last part of the season is just an adaptation of, well, the part of book 25 of the Fairy Tail manga. Okay, so that's the next season. Basically, I'm working on soon. Right after finish this video. Okay, so until I see you all in my next video. Bye.